Okay, let's take a look around. Anything that's popped up? We could enter the laundry and the bathhouse if we so choose. I don't know if we can enter the tunnel. Let's enter the laundry first, see if there's a conversation to be had, and if the flavor text is different now. I think that's the same. I think that's the same. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I read that, of course. Um, yeah, no, I think we've read that. Some of that seemed familiar. Okay, let's talk to Dolores. Ah, Dolores Chen, liable to bite my head off as soon as look at me, but she's a good sort. Just like scrubbing stains to find clean clothes underneath. Ah, Teddy Redgrave. Should have known you'd walk in soon as I got done mopping the floor. You and your metal friend have leave oil stains everywhere you go. Dolores, you know that machines and I are inseparable, isn't that right, Otto? That's right, Mr. Teddy. Spare me. Still, I don't want to give the impression that I turn away anyone who isn't clean from top to bottom, otherwise I'd be keeping all of London at bay. We promise to tread lightly. Was someone smoking opium in here? I'm picking up the scent. Dolores winces and lifts up a well-tailored suit jacket by the lapel, as though it were a tattered mess soaked in excrement. An opiumaniac left his rags to salvage. Her scowl suggests a history with use or users. Why, that appears to be a fine suit. You must be mistaken, Miss Chen. I have a better eye for rags than most, certainly better than a machine without eyes to start with. It seems like this poppy-eyed customer struck a nerve. Now that you mention it, they do seem ragged. Come along, Otto. Now that you mention it, yeah, let's be friendly here. Okay. Unclaimed clothes. A tidy row of clothes left behind by customers. Okay, it's just dressmaker's dummy. A common dressmaker's form essential kit for tailors and seamstresses. Okay, so that's just flavor text we already got with Clara. So let's keep moving. And let's see. We don't have anything else here on the map yet. Find discarded parts, question the swampers. Let's go to the swampers. That's Beggar's Lane, right? Was it? Yes, it must have been. Let's go there. I think that was where the sewers were at. Yeah, because we tried to escape through the sewers. And this is text we have read before as well, I think. Okay, let's keep going. There's a wagon. We probably don't have anything to do with this either, right? Don't see many of those nowadays, what with steam gurneys tearing up the avenues. The march to progress beats a steady drum, but the simple inventions had to walk before the complexities could gallop. Walk before I gallop. Is that what they call a pithy lesson? That's right, Otto. Or an adage. Someday you'll write your own. Okay. Dante's shop? Well, have we been in there? The storefront's frosted window panes shield the interior from the gaze of passers-by, hiding the merchandise from would-be shoppers, especially important now that Dante hardly opens up. Must be too busy with his new position at Arsenal, yet Dante's not one to neglect his business. Just how pressing can his work for Silas be? Okay, so we can't enter, that's fine then. Old socks? Dusty old socks somebody tossed aside. One fair thing about having just the one leg is that my socks last twice as long. and it's hardly a bother if one loses its mate. That is true. Corpse? Dockhound corpse? A dockhound that called it quits and left this mortal realm. Is that dockhound taking a nap, Mr. Teddy? I'm afraid not. Seems this one has had too many drinks and couldn't handle the load. He's fitted with all sorts of advanced enhancements. I say we loot the old blood bag. He won't be needing the tech anymore. As long as I don't mind picking over a corpse, there is indeed a highly saleable pressure valve in easy reach. Let's pick up the valve. -5 hope. Okay, we need to get some hope up. Had to wipe the blood off. Mr. Teddy, is this a part you could integrate with my systems? Aye, Otto. Sharp lenses on you. This here is a high pressure regulator. Henry Ford's doing, I believe. Oh great, Henry Ford. Wonderful. So I might get an upgrade, if it's a good fit. Worth trying out back at my workshop. Task updated, one man's treasure. Do we have to find other stuff as well? Okay, just in general, keep a lookout for parts, and when we have parts we can return home and make use of them. But we do need to get our hope up. That really is necessary because our morale is tanking. Containment fence, can we do anything about that? Military grade reinforced with barbed wire. The sign reads Werewolf Containment Zone in luminescent paint. Brocker's beard. Those bolts are ferocious. Better keep my distance. Yeah. Okay, we cannot tamper with the thing here. We could enter the Palladium. Liquor bottles. There's the locked door. The newspaper could really tank our morale again, because newspapers oftentimes have sad news in them. An old leaflet from the Christian Mission. Never enough to go around. It's the same story everywhere. Take pity. +1 phlegm. Poor souls. Folks at rock bottom with no other choice. At least someone is looking out for them. +5 hope. Charity's only a stopgap. We need real change from on high. +5 hope. That's at least good. It's a little bit of a buffer. In the meantime, for those who can spare a few shillings, it doesn't hurt to give. Okay. There's the padlocked door. There doesn't seem to be a padlock on the door. In fact, it likely got smashed by some lout. I guess I won't be needing Bixby's key after all. Okay, so we can enter the warehouse now. Do we want to do that, or do we want to get the upgrade first? You know what? Let's carry on through and see what awaits us there. At the foot of the stairs, you're greeted by the smell of musty crates. Oil lamps are propped up on barrels against the walls, beating back the shadows in what little way they can. Cane rats scurry through nooks and crevices, ready to defend their territory with teeth as long as knives. You can hear the churning of distant machinery, most likely the pump house in the sewers further down. A flickering light shines up ahead, which is of course the furnace around the corner. Despite the heat and the close, humid air, you feel a bone-deep chill. Nevertheless, you take another step. What else is a hunter for but to quell the creatures lurking in the shadows? Okay, there's a wooden coffer. A red cedar paneled and cornered with iron, a sturdy but time-worn container. Somebody broke into it, looters most likely. I'd rather learn the complexities of machines than wooden boxes. Fair enough. There's a manhole cover. Let's take a look at that. A round wrought iron lid to keep folks from falling down holes. Nothing of interest here. A moldy crate. Was that the one we opened? A beat up crate that smells like an animal crawled inside of it to die. Even the mold couldn't keep plunderers from getting their paws dirty. Somebody fashed with this crate. I just hope they found what they were looking for. I think we did back then. Let's keep going. Oh, footsteps down below. I know who that is. The Bilgeman. Oh, Teddy and Otto. 'Twas a shine of Otto's housing gave you away in this gloom. But what brings you here? I could ask you the same. Hard for a Bilgeman to do his job from up the stairs and next door. Bixby sent me a hunter's writ. Said you've got some kind of creature running amok in the dark. I'll go with the second one. Aye, that we do. And this loathsome beastie has run me straight off my job. What can you tell me? You know I don't ever spook. Not cane rat nor doghound bothers me a whit. But this thing has me all afeard. It has. Spending all of one's time underground must numb one to shadows. Haven't seen it plainly, but it always seems to keep to the shadows. But the cries are enough to drive a man to drink. The human cries of its victims and the unhuman cries that follow it. Let's speculate about the creature, I guess. Care to speculate what it might be? Has anyone tried to trap it or take it down? It's not some enormous cane rat, I hope. No challenge in that. You are a coward, Mr. Redgrave. No one I know is brave enough to tackle it. But if I were forced to speculate on its nature, it wouldn't surprise me if a werewolf was responsible. Insightful? But the full moon isn't yet upon us. Werewolves only transform on the lunar cycle or impulse. I hope it is a werewolf. That means the added bonus for doing a service for humanity. Now, insightful here. Normally that's true, but there's a lot we don't know about it. Perhaps there are some who can transform at any time. Where can I find the creature? Lurking about the sewers or the pump house, I reckon. Hasn't come as far as the warehouse yet. If it does, I may leave London altogether. Let's ask how the victims were killed. How were the victims killed? That's the worst part of it. No one knows. No bodies have been found. But 2 of my colleagues have vanished in the past few days. I can hear a quaver in his voice. Poor fellow is terrified. Let the hunt commence. Very well. I wish you all the luck in the world, Daddy. You too, Otto. Be sure and see the pump house captain for a key. That is, if you are sure that you want to go in there. Okay, task updated. Oh, I'm jumping at the bit to meet my quarry. Alright, let's move ahead. And what do we have here? The boiler. This boiler uses the flow of rainwater and sewage to generate steam, heating the walls and floors of the shorelock tenements above. What's that? The boiler's hot, but the fixture leading through the ceiling are cool to the touch. Another set of shiny new pipes has been rigged up, leading to a different direction. The steam is being routed elsewhere. I should look into this, very fishy. Yeah, we know about that. Looks like the steam is being routed downstairs. How about some glistening vats down there? How about those glistening vats down in the pump house? The pump house has the best control system in our near vicinity. If I was stealing steam, I'd manage the pressure from there. Stolen steam. I couldn't really do much about it as Mr. Daly, but now we might be able to do something about it. A brass-banded traveling trunk with sturdy corners, fit for a long voyage. It's out of place down here. Better leave it. Never much of a looter myself. I'd rather make my capital honestly if I can. Okay, let's talk to the furnace automaton. I forgot what exactly the name was. Hera, right. Identity, Hera, function, firing the boiler. Oh, I like this one very much. Hera report. Boiler operating within normal parameters, battery 78%. Addendum, slight pressure loss indicates steam is suboptimally routed elsewhere in the system. Aren't you a pretty little thing? New automaton greetings. New automaton identity? Huh? didn't know there was a punch card for flirting. Come along, Otto, there's work to do. Punch card, a method of, okay, so it just explains what a punch card is. I know that. I thought that might have been like slang or something. Affirmative. Okay, let's go to the sewers. Come on now. A London sprawling sewer network is a dark and dank maze of rushing water, choking gases, crumbling brick and slimy surfaces, all very far from daylight or a friendly face. Deadly shapes lurk in the dark, so keep a close grip on your blunderbuss, despite or because of its dangers. The underground labyrinth seems to attract a lot of traffic from street urchins and criminals who favor it for a rendezvous, hideout, or cache for illicit goods. It feels like you stepped into the deepest reaches of London's underbelly, where the closest thing to the authorities are the sewer workers, a rare breed proletariat who doesn't mind a 12-hour divorce from the daylight. Safety is a concern for the sure-footed worker, not only due to creatures like carnivorous cane rats, but because of the bone-crunching power of the turning wheels of machinery keeping everything on course. Yeah, don't want to get caught in wheels. It's not a good idea. Rotten wood, can we break that? Ridden with mildew, this one looks like a good home for cane rats. Bloody filthy creatures, but rat baiting can be fun for those who can stomach it. Rat baiting, a sport where a pit is filled with several rats and bets are placed on how long it'll take a dog, often terrier, to kill them all. Ugh. Watching small animals get torn apart by dogs like Tiny the Wonder, not my choice for an evening out. Yeah, no, that just seems kind of, cruel, I guess. Not a fan of that. Let's go up here and speak with the pump house captain, I suppose. Oh, who goes there? Mr. Redgrave, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? How goes the patrol, Captain? Heard you've been having some issues with vermin. How's the patrol? As you can see for yourself, it don't. 2 of our engineers have gone missing. Missing down here, I mean. Not out on a bender. And I very much doubt they're coming back. Someone's going to answer for this unchecked brutality. I've had to lock the pump house down. No one in or out for 3 days. Our luck has held so far, but if one of the machines in there should malfunction, that's exactly why we're here. If you're certain the creature is in the pump house, me and Otto need to get in there post haste. Let's go with that one, yeah. Right, naturally. Here, you'll need this key. Godspeed, Mr. Redgrave. Let's take a look at the key and all that stuff. The high pressure regulator, right. A prototype steam valve like those found in older model engines to control steam flow. The name H. Ford is etched therein. The pump house key looks fancy. The pump house curtain, curtain? What did I say? Captain. It's a captain. The pump house captain gave you this to access the pump house. That was the warehouse key. Fine. Okay. Let's keep going. Right, that's the door we could not enter as... What was his first name? Something Daily, the Minotaur. Oh, right, we also didn't look at the character here. Super ego. Traits, male, your beard and ruggedness add to your masculine self-identity. Dwarf, you're a dwarf of the Old Norse bloodline and proud of it. Hunter, you chase and seize opportunities, preferably with traps and tranquilizers. Insightful, you can see hidden truths and people respect your criticism. Okay, the other ones, typical stuff. Minotaur suit, the coin suit represents one's outer surroundings, wealth, health, creativity, and the manifestation of practical goals. Minotaur suit of cups, the cup suit. Wait, I think that's the same for everyone. Yeah, right, that's the same for everyone. I thought maybe because of different stats it would be different things, but no, it's the same thing. The entrance to the pump house, a hefty iron door, currently locked. The key fits right. Let's go inside. an engineering feat of intimidating scope and cacophonous noise, the pump house is the mechanical heart of the East End sewers. In the greasy gloom, the layman is likely to meet their end in a dozen unpleasant ways. Among the shiny vats, thundering pistons, and enormous gears, there is a heavy outflow of steam from the many boilers. Be wary of tampering with the machinery as you creep through the shadows. You just might get snarled by some lurking monster or blown away by a high-pressure explosion you hadn't planned for. Take extra care with this dynamic machinery. Any misstep could lead to eternal rest.